Hi everyone. So I recently got some questions about the brain-body connection and exactly how we feel emotions in our body and what that even means. Because one of the first things that I ask my clients, one of the first things that I teach my clients is how to feel emotions in your body. And our body communicates to us in such a unique way. Not only does our body communicate to us through physical sensations that we can interpret as pain or stress or fatigue or hunger, but our body also communicates with us through sensations that we interpret as emotions. So it is, number one, a way that we can interpret emotions in real time. And number two, a way that we can understand what our soul is trying to communicate with us. Because not only is it a way that our brain communicates to us through our bodies, but also our soul. And this is how, because it's not a part of our brain that we typically use for things like abstract thinking or higher level executive functioning decision making. It's a part of our brain that is connected to an ancient knowing. It's connected to an ancestral cells and DNA, and more of an intuitive system. And that's the limbic system. That's the limbic part of our brain. And that's where we not develop emotions, but where emotions, I guess for lack of a better word, originate. They originate in our brains. And then what happens is chemicals are released in our brain that travel to different parts of our bodies, and we feel sensations in those parts of our bodies. So it's a real true thing. In fact, recently there's been some really interesting studies that have come out, and there's now an emotional map of our body. So they've taken hundreds of people, if not thousands of people, and interviewed them and asked them, where in your body do you feel things like shame? Where in your body do you feel things like happiness? Where in your body do you feel things like excitement or any kind of emotion, sadness, defeat, embarrassment? And people mapped part of their bodies where they feel emotion. And what they found was that everyone was typically the same, right? There was an overall consensus on where that was. And so we now have a map of our emotions and where those are felt in our bodies.